My only Daytona win came in a race that you could ride jet skis around as we're about to get this one going, but it is an equalizer. Let's see what happens.
Man, it's a start. You got to have that start. Fro trying to tuck in on the inside. Mike Brown with the whole shot. See if everybody can stay up on two wheels. Fro is able to clear some of that action. Somebody already lost 900 feet of roll-offs. That is a bummer to start that moto right there like that. That stinks. Heading into the 10 Commandments, the cleanest motorcycle right now is the number 1, and that is, of course, Mike Brown, the 44. Frenchie will lose a spot to Emig, who's trying to size up these 10 Commandments. Kevin, a lot of these guys didn't even take the sight lap. You going to run that thing, or are you just going to take your chances?
Seems to be working pretty well right now for the number 1. I think he had his plan of attack. Let's get out there with a clean motorcycle, shoot off the starting line, try to get the whole shot. And, this is an equalizer, but let's don't forget where Jeff Emig's from, California. It doesn't rain a lot there. Let's see if he can master these conditions. But, man, the guys have done a great job getting this track prepped.
And I believe Mike Brown is from where? Tennessee, maybe?
He might know his way around.
I'm going to go with anywhere that it rains more than California.
Right on.
And I think you'll highlight that maybe a disadvantage is that two-stroke now is when you'll see peak four-stroke supreme superiority out here on this racetrack.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Fro out there rocking on the two-stroke. And while it looks, sounds, and smells good, it's probably not the best for these type of conditions.
Listen, he's going to be working that thing out of the corners, KW. He's going to be down deep in those ruts, and going to be a big advantage for those four-strokes just to use that low-end torque. Going to be much easier, going to be more efficient. Browning's going to use way less energy.
It's very similar. Not to throw it back to 03 again, but KW on the four-stroke. Saw it done.
Right.
I will tell you, Jeff looks like he's got a little pep in his step right now, though. He doesn't want to let the number 1 go just yet.
Oh, yeah, when you got that 1 in that moto, listen, that's that motivation right now, and as long as he can hang in there, he's going to, man. There's no question about that, and he takes great pride in the machine.
It's so
He
funny.
does.
Talking to him on the podium, he said, I'm going to have Brownie break another wheel to be able to have a chance. I think he was lying. I think he's got a little spark, a little fire in him, and I know he's got a shot at this plus 50 title right now.
Hey, check out Barry Carson. What is hanging off of his motorcycle right there? Barry Carson he needs that. Look.
Oh, no.
Look at Barry Carson. He's got stuff hanging off that motorcycle on camera there. The fork legs are just flopping around the
Dude, he will stop and pick those up.
He'll
He's
keep
not going to sacrifice those fork legs on the track.
Oh, no,
and he's making passes anyway.
The back. Here he comes, Barry Carson out of New Jersey. Look at that. Riding exactly like we expect. What's he missing a fork? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, for sure. Yard sale.
Oh, he's going to be not happy about the expense he's going to incur to have to get a new fork leg. Do we bring Wyndham up here? Because he's a young man. Too young for this class, Kevin Wyndham. You're too young.
Only by about 4 years.
Doesn't matter.
It is a great opportunity with this wonderful view here to check out my competition in years to come.
And they told us we'd never get him back on the track, dude. No
Getting us excited right now.
We had him on the track last night in a D3. Out there grooming last night, taking over for Rod Yenser, man.
We were bench racing, Kevin Kelly and I, about Kevin Wyndham, because all we do is talk. We don't actually do like Kevin Wyndham does. As Barry Carson makes more moves, you might be the highest end guy to get in a dozer on this track. You might be the highest end racer we've ever had getting a dozer on this track. So that's some sort of award there. Congrats.
I appreciate it. And it had to work for 2023. 2024, we don't know yet. But
we're still hyping it up.
We still don't know about 2024. But my wife, when I told her I was coming to race this year, she said no. If I wanted to get on the track, it had to start with a D3 and maybe next year up to a 450.
I love it.
I got to start with a D3.
Up, Kevin Wyndham.
Got to start with a D3, Weege.
Kevin was very complimentary. He goes, yeah, man, the track looks actually really good. Of course, because he was the guy dozing it, right?
I was on the night crew before the rain. The morning crew came out with the weather when the skies broke. And look, man, the track looks good. Look, the ruts are not as deep as they were,
I think if the track were a bike, that's what that track would look like, is Barry Carson.
Barry Carson's bike is representing the track conditions. Just stuff hanging and flying.
Just whatever.
Gosh. Hope that doesn't get caught in the spokes.
Well, then
Mike Brown leads Jeff Emig. Greg Paymart, old Frenchie there, is in third.
And guys, I'm going to say this. I think this is the first time I've not seen Mike Brown grow a lead over the course of a lap. Still 4 seconds back to Jeff Emig. Emig is keeping the pressure on.
Zach, to your point, look at the lap time. 2:11, 2:11, 2:11.7, 2:11.4. So hard to get a lead like that, right?
I am impressed right now with the number 47. He is alive and well, and he can see the orange rear fender of Mike Brown.
And our guy Paymart, he's in this thing for the long haul. He's looking at the long game as well. Frenchie on that number 44 machine in that number 2 position about half a lap. Now, Emig got by, tucked in behind him, going to try to follow some lines.
Yeah, Emig's doubling through the 10 Commandments. I mean, you're right. That's about as racy as he's looked all week.
Did you hear Paymart? He told us his strategy for the week on the podium in Moto 1.
Yes.
You take it easy in Moto 1, and then you take it easy in Moto 2, and then you take it easy in Moto 3, and then you go home. That's what he said his strategy is, our third-place rider. That's how you do it in 50+.
That's a master if I've ever
You
heard.
like that?
That's
That's
a master
master class. Take some notes, K-Dub.
Oh, shoot.
Take
This
a
one.
look at Emig on screen there. It does look like he lost a little bit of time right before he came into Storyland. I saw him get close to one of those lapped riders.
Nine more minutes to go, so plenty of racing for Brown, Emig, Paymart, Karsten. Karsten just continues to attack this racetrack, and our cameraman just seems to like the odd man out on these Suzukis or Kawasaki's. The one lone motorcycle, they picked that guy, and we follow him around. But now we found the orange, the pristine KTM of, he's sending it right there. Did you see that? He's the first guy I've seen jump this. He is feeling good. Oh! That happened so quick, he had nowhere to go. That could have been disastrous.
When we talk about lap riders being detrimental or somewhat sketchy, oh, there's another one for Brownie. Not the picture-perfect ride we're used to seeing for the number one right now.
That wasn't his fault, man. That was actually awesome riding to avoid that, Kevin.
Better believe that.
Yeah, no, he's making some moves there. Did take him out of rhythm there. Cased the triple after the finish line and see if he can regain some composure. Definitely opened up just a little bit. Well, no, a good bit on Emig that last lap. Emig must have had a big mistake, so.
He looked over his shoulder like.
Checking his 6.
There you go.
Brown's checking it out. How big's my lead?
Feeling good. There is Fro coming out and towards the mechanic. Oh, the goggles are off.
That's never a good sign.
He's coming in for a goggle change here, boys.
I don't know what he's coming in for. Just a
ham sandwich.
Let's just talk a little
What do
bit.
you think? Should I do something different? Like
I'm watching out the window. Yeah, it's goggles. He's going for goggles.
hot swap during the race. I mean, vision is important at his age.
Maybe he just want to put the readers on.
To see the
You want to put those readers, see those ruts?
the bifocals.
Yeah,
It's important for bifocals.
That reading ruts in low light, a problem. Like a menu in a restaurant, had to go to the readers.
Just
Solid.
turn his phone light on to read that menu.
To read the
those ruts.
And I think this track is starting to solidify here. Kira, one of our apprentices, just pointed out Mike Brown almost going down at the backside of the 10 Commandments, was nearly off the bike entirely.
Continues to stretch that lead after the goggle break there for Wyndham. Perhaps the Jack Daniels was flowing there as well. Not yet. Okay, yeah, Gregory, Paymart, and Barry Karsten just absolutely slugging it out. That Carson is just an animal. Here they go into the 10 Commandments. We can get those guys to put the camera on this one. I don't even know if he has a front brake at this point.
The lone foot soldier for the RM Army, Barry, always representing.
I don't know if he's got a front wheel on that bike. He would just ride and dig those front tubes into the ground and just keep going. It's all about the contingency, bro. I can't stop racing.
Yeah, he's got the ski out. The front fork tube, the damaged front end on that bike. He's going for the pass right here. We're watching it off camera. Karsten side by side now with Paymart, and he just took over third place.
Doubling out into Storyland.
That was an aggressive move.
Yeah, seriously. Crossing over the front and jumping out.
You can see him in the top of your screen there. There's Karsten. He'll come into view at the very tip top should be about now. There he is. There's Karsten Paymart on the green Kawasaki. That is the battle for the number 3 spot. Lap riders right in front of them. Yes. We follow along with the drone. That rider paddling as well. Barry, a tactician in the mud here, just going to jump that whole triple there into the sand. Paymart trying to keep pace. Just parts flying off the bike there. He's going to walk back out here and pick every single one of them up. Cannot afford to lose those. Going to need them. Isn't that his son's bike, Jason, or just the number plate?
No. He actually took his son's number plate from a 250. That's why it's a black background. Because his son races with 281, so he just selected 28 and then put some black tape over the 1, and you got yourself a 28 for $0 extra. Got to respect that.
New graphics. What are you talking about? So Barry Karsten with a 224. That is the second fastest lap on the racetrack behind our leader, Mike Brown. Emig, of course, had that problem with the 239. Paymart, he obviously is quicker than him because he passed him. Now that moves him up in the third. Barry Karsten, he's about 113, still getting it done. Probably has over $1 million in Suzuki contingency. Probably built a house out of that Suzuki money.
5-star general in that RM Army.
Yep.
Yeah, Kevin, they gave that contingency thing up again. You know, it's just like 200 shares for the podium now, 500 shares for a win. He's like the biggest shareholder in the company right
Just
now.
stock.
Yeah, it's just getting stock, just getting shares now.
Look at that. He's getting racier and racier as the moto goes on. Parts continue to fly off that bike, Kevin Windham. Would you pull him in for a pit stop? Just let him go until it falls?
No, especially with the contingency program you guys are saying he has. He's got more than enough bucks to put in on that bike. But I'll tell you, this is the part of the race where things are not only they're tired, right? It's starting to get fatigued, but as a rider, I always would much rather water on the track. As that water starts to go away and that mud starts to thicken and grab the bikes, I think that's why we're starting to see a lot more paddling with the feed. Saw the leader almost make a mistake, Emig make a few mistakes, and Barry here having some little issues here and there as he's riding well, but the track is really starting to get difficult on top of fatigue. So, man, if you got any kind of momentum, it is not time to lose it by pulling in for goggles or any kind of maintenance if you can survive the last 3.5 minutes here of this race.
How are the ruts holding up? Do you think that you can just track right through, or do they kind of get blown out? Are they soft ruts?
Well, it's such a hard bottom, so I think a little rut would probably be nice because it's
keeps you
some
tracking.
areas look a little slimy, a little slick. So if you have a rut to actually hold your bike in, I think that would be welcome at this point until they get handlebar deep or fork guard deep. As we watch Barry, might rip that fork guard off if we get too deep in a rut.
And you talk about this dirt starting to thicken up. It's crucial for these riders to try not to follow as well because that mud will start to gather up on the radiators, heat those bikes up, and we've seen in conditions like this, sometimes the bikes quit before the riders do.
And Barry likes to run the Cannondale bend bars. They're straight, so he can kind of keep those elbows nice and tucked on the radiator shrouds themselves. Very comfortable position. Like he's in a Barca lounger, you know what I mean?
I love a lazy boy riding position.
Dude, like on a Sunday, about 3 hours into NFL Sunday, that's how comfortable Barry Karsten is riding right now. Cutting across the ruts there. I don't like that rut. He's good at that. I've seen him do that a few times. He goes all the way out, just turns, squares, and it goes straight. Just avoids all the deep ruts that are turning. Not having it.
Yeah, Kevin, the only way to go in some of these conditions, just get clear out there, just eliminate the rut right across it instead of through it. Always a good technique.
Watch him go do it here.
Yep.
Just
cut right back against it. Yep.
It's working for him. Brownie with a 216, Emig 225, Karsten with a 229, Paymart a 239. Gage rounds out our top 5. Barry lifting the front wheel up, just wheeling, picking up on those Jet Lawrence lines here. It's a great analogy. When you think of Jet Lawrence, you think of Barry Karsten, similar riding styles, Kevin Windham.
I haven't, but I'll never watch a race again and not make that.
That analogy? No, is that just me? Is that just me? Doubling through now, getting faster and faster, better with age, like fine wine or some old hot beer you left in your truck. I don't know, about the same thing. We got to be getting close to we got a white flag. This is it, a half lap of racing for Mike Brown.
What was it?
Do you know how awesome it would be for Barry next weekend to be watching the motocross and hear Jet talk about watching Racer TV here and talk about Barry Carson's style and how he picked something up for the Nationals? That'd be incredible.
If he would just do that, period, Jet. If you're listening, someone wants to pass that along. I learned a lot from Barry Karsten watching him on Racer TV, and it really helped me. It translated into this race win as we watched the number 1. I don't know if we'll ever hear that, but that would be unbelievable. There's the number 1. One more time through the 10 commandments, the white flag, it is out. Mike Brown, whole shot, clean gear, don't wash the bike, good to go for next moto, pretty much. I mean, lapped riders, the whole thing, you're all part of the racetrack. He again continues to look over his shoulder.
Crazy part is he seems to be looking over his shoulder with a 40.
Yeah, what do you?
Is that a correct? We got
43 seconds.
That can't be the correct gap.
I would say it is.
43 seconds.
4 seconds a lap for about 6 or 7 laps.
Probably don't need to check the 6 anymore.
Nah, I think we're good.
I don't think anybody's back there.
Where's your pit board guide? He should be telling you that. Plus 44, you're good. Man, props to Jeff Emig, though, man. He brought that two-stroke out all the way from California. A lot of work for him to go to 2 qualifiers in Texas. He said he had to go from California to Texas twice to do the area and the regional. No sleep, just did some driving. Into those big rollers one more time. For Mike Brown, Tennessee native here, now lives in Florida. Says he's going to do a national after Loretta's next year, one of those last nationals. See if he can take a shot at getting on the gate with those guys. There he goes. He's not sending it. Don't want to mess the wheel up here. A couple of lap riders to deal with. And Mike Brown is going to go a 2 and a 1 now as he heads into the 3rd and decisive moto. This one could have gotten you if you're, the mud motos are the ones that if you're going to throw a joker into the mix here. That's it. Checker flag is out. Mikey Brown will do it. He will head down to the podium. Scorekeeper's trying to figure out who that was. That was number 1.
That one they could probably figure out. One of the only ones they don't have a difficult time with.
Yeah, that was easy. Easy to read. Whole shot, race win. Here's Emig to our left, literally, on the 47. He's got that big sweeper to handle. Right around that lap rider, and he will make his way into camera screen here in just 1 second. There he is. Fro looked good there early on. Had the issue with some goggles pulled in. Want to double check that checker flag. Thank you very much. I mean, that's a commanding lead. 46 seconds. Barry Karsten. Bring that bad boy in here in just a minute. Wow, you're right. Mike Brown lapped up to 8th place because our 8th place rider just got the checker flag. Kevin Windham, you are out of here, man. Thanks for stopping by. Are you going to be on the dozer anytime soon today?
Just for a minute. I'm only breaking away for a minute. This is a nice viewing spot.
Dude, it's the best.
I really appreciate coming up and talking to you guys. Not because of the air.
No.
Not
Or
because
us.
of the glass. Not because of the view. Not because there's 2 Kevins here.
No.
It's just a good time coming up here to chat with my friends. So I appreciate the opportunity. Nice to see Bill Savino in the house.
He knows.
Yeah. Welcome to Loretta's, bud.
Kevin has left the building. He is out of here. He's got some work to do. And we've got some work to do on the podium. Mike Brown is going to be our race winner. Emig and Karsten will follow in 2nd and 3rd. And we will get ready to toss it down to Jason Wygant. He's all yours, bud.
All right, well, we're going to get this going down here. In a mud race, it's important to get a good start, but I don't know if it would have mattered for this guy. He can do anything from any spot on the racetrack, but he does turn the whole shot award into a gold medal. Still debriefing with people right now. He had it dialed. That's my analysis. It's my analysis of the mud race. Rain or shine, gold medals going to Mike Brown. Hold that up too. Got a Stasic Whole Shot Award. Okay, you've raced a lot of races in a lot of conditions, so tell us what's this one like right now?
That was a tough one. It's in between dry and wet, but it's kind of the worst conditions I think you can ride. You jump over a jump and there's ruts going everywhere and it's tacking up and it's almost getting hard enough to grab your wheels, but I struggled a little bit there. Emig stayed close to me and I was like, I got to pick it up a little bit, and I think he's stopping on goggles or something, but yeah, it was tough. That was a tough race, trying to find the right line, especially when we kind of get into lapper guys. It's like, I don't blame them. They're taking the smoothest, best line out there, and I'm trying outside in the mud where they pushed it, but yeah, it was challenging. I thought yesterday was a tough race, but that one was mind thinking there.
That's right. Yeah, take a break now, but who do you want to thank first?
FXR for sure, Mun Racing, my Robbie, my good buddy, makes my graphics. Enjoy, Alpine Star, Arma, Pro Circuit. Glenn and Twitch, Demolition, they've helped me out getting here. We trained a kid down there, and he's a great guy and helps me. And KTM, JB Auto, Mechanic Joel, and Outbait Baker Factory guys.
Okay, another Moto win for Mike Brown. Congrats, Mike. And he was able to persevere. He's right, though. There was some pressure being applied from our second place finisher. Let's bring him up. Did the hot goggle swap halfway through and ends up in second place. Let's hear it for Fro, Jeff Emig. You were keeping Brownie honest there.
Yeah, the mud was the equalizer. I was hoping just first or second off the start, somewhat try to stay clean. And honestly, I felt really good. And like I said, the mud being the equalizer, I stayed with him. I'm like, all right, well, let's give it a go. It's the first moto all week that I've been able to keep him in sight. And then I pulled the knob off my roll-offs.
Oh.
So I like yanked on it super hard and broke it. And so I had to stop for goggles. And, but I've always liked riding in the mud. I think it's an attitude thing. When I got out second, I said, okay, let me see if I can just keep him in sight, and I was keeping him honest. So it sucks, but I still having a better time riding than not. So who knows? We may have a little more rain throughout the end of the week. You never know.
Positive thinking. Who do you want to thank, Jeff?
BJ Burns right here from MX University. He coaches riders down in Texas, helps me out at all of these races. I'm going to wash my gear myself because I'm kind of OCD, but he has to wash everything else. So a big thank you, BJ. And just everybody, Rhino Power, Viral Goggles, We Big Gear, so I got some new gear going and all that. Elevate Action Sports and Elevate Motocross, ODI Grips. I feel like somebody got left out, but I don't have anything really, anything smart to say right now. I'm just a little bummed out that moto went like it did, but we still have 2 more to go, and both championships are up for grabs, and who knows, maybe I can stay with him for one of these motos.
Okay, that was good entertainment there. Let's hear it for Jeff Emig. All right, this is special for third. We're going to bring our third place finisher, but Corey and everybody else come on over here as well. Now we need the Carson gang. So for one thing, I'm going to hand out the bronze, and this is hard earned because this guy was way back. So let's hear for Barry Carson earning that third place finish. But I've been meaning to do this for a long time. This is 33 years overdue. I got a present for you, Barry. So back in the day, Barry was actually the points leader in Supercross for 1 week, 1990. They didn't give out red plates back then, so I got one made for you. 125 East points leader. This is 33 years overdue. I got one made. Yeah, let's hear it for Barry. There we go. Now, I know you probably want to take that off and have a fresh number plate on there. Or will you actually display it, or are you thinking free parts?
It's going to go on my Instagram. There's my Instagram guy.
Okay.
Whatever Instagram is.
Yeah, he doesn't even know. Yeah.
And, I didn't know back then, and I do now with the red plate.
They didn't have it back then, straight up.
No, but I was leading the points going into the second round, and, nobody expected it, but I try hard every race.
Cool. 1 sec. We got to get this one started. Who do you want to thank, Barry?
Again, Suzuki and the RM Army, they give us great discounts on bus, and their contingency is unbelievable. Action Motorsports out of York, Pennsylvania. Arai helmets, Scott goggles, FMF, Dunlap. These guys, I've been with the same guys since I had just #1 plate back 23 years ago. And they've been loyal to me, and I've been loyal to them. Answer, Sunstar, Twin Air, Decal Works, KPS Suspension. I really boffed that start. That gate dropped, and I watched the 2 guys next to me take off, and then I ate dirt the first 4 laps, and then I kind of got by myself. And luckily, I caught Frenchie at the end and got a third.
It was impressive. All right, let's hear it for Barry. We got to get back up to the tower.
All right, thanks, Jason. Yeah, we are up here.